Hello, everybody. Today we shall study the poem The Tale of the Custard Dragon by Nash. This poem is about a girl called Belinda who owns many pets like the kitten, the mouse, the dog, and the custard. The poet describes every character by giving it a name. So, let's study the poem. This poem tells about the characters of different animals. But when they face a big problem, only the coward dragon is able to come out and face the problem. The Tale of the Custard Dragon is a ballad and full of humor. The girl, Belinda, has got lot of pets, and out of that, the custard is the one who comes out of his cocoon to show his bravery. The poet says that all her pets are brave except the dragon. He always demands a safe place because he is afraid. So the dragon wants to hide or stay away from any big deal. All other characters make fun of him. But one night they are surprised by his bravery. He comes out to save everybody and he is hailed to be the best. Let's study the poem. Stanza 1. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse, and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon, and a retailleur trulier little pet dragon. So here the poet is talking about a little girl called Belinda, and she lived in a white house. She lived with some creatures who were her pets. They were black kittens, a grey mouse, a yellow dog, a little red wagon, a creature that poet says was really and truly a dragon. So here, if you see the literary device or the rhyming schemes are vivid. We have the first line house, mouse. It goes in a rhyming scheme. So we have a in the first and the second line. The third and the fourth line, wagon, dragon, this looks and rhymes out same. So we have B and B. There are other literary devices. The repetition of little, little, little is there. We have pet dragon, as oxymoron, and anaphora. That is repetition of and in the third and the fourth line. Stanza 2. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse she called him Blink, and the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard, but the dragon was a coward and she called him Custard. Now here the rhyming scheme is A because ink and blink falls with the same rhyme. Mustard and custard is B and B. So the rhyming scheme is A, B. Again, we have alliteration, representation. We have C and C, coward and custard. Anaphora is there and repetition on the sentences, consecutive sentences. And the explanation is this way that the poet says that there are different animals with different names. He says that the name of the black kitten is Ink because maybe he's representing that black color because of that. The little yellow dog had a yellow color and he's called a different name. So he's called Mustard because it represented that color. She calls him Mustard, and the dragon was a coward, means was a weak, weakling, so he was called a Custard. In stanza 3, Custard the dragon had big, sharp teeth, the spikes on top of him and scales underneath, mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and relalio trulio draggers on his toes. Now, here in these lines, the poet describes the dragon that it has big sharp teeth and spikes on it on top. This means that its skin is rough and pointed on the top. On the lower part, it has scales which were bony plates to protect the skin. So obviously, it's more like a dragon of similar qualities. His mouth has been compared to a fireplace because it is assumed that dragons can release fire from the mouth, and usually when we depict a dragon also it has a fire coming out of its mouth. Even his nose is compared to a chimney which is used to pass out smoke. So fire and smoke both coming out of the nose and smoke and mouth. His feet are like a sharp knife, like a dagger. So they have metamorphized that. So the literary devices used here is the rhyming scheme is AABB. Let's look into the first one. First line, teeth, then it is underneath. So THT, it sounds better, so it's AA. The third and the fourth line, nose, toes, is, so BB. Then we have simile there. Dragon's mouth is compared with a fireplace. So we have simile there, use of a like a, refrain, repetition of sentences again and again, and metaphor. Now chimney for a nose, so it has been metaphorically used there. Stanza 4. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bells, and ink and blink chased lines down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in rage, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Here the poet explains about the various qualities of her animals. The poet explains the inner strength or the bravery of various characters. He says that Belinda was as brave as a group of bears, and Ink and Blink were so brave that they could hunt down lions. So here he has shown the bravery of the kitten and the little mouse that could hunt even a lion. So even they are very small, but they have the capability of killing big animals. The dog was very brave, just like the angry tiger, so charged up. But to contrast with all of them, Custard was timid and he was always trying to find out a safe place for himself. The literary devices used here are rhyming scheme is AABB. Let's look into it. Bears, stairs. So the first and the second line is AA. Now the third and fourth line rage, cage. Sounds better and same. So it's B and B. We have the use of alliteration. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bears. Now Belinda is talking about a beer, so here we can use alliteration there. The brave as a barrel full of beers, so it is a B there. So and Mustard's bravery is compared to that of an angry tiger. As well as use of vowels A there. Belinda tickled him, she tickled him unmerciful. Ink, Blink, and Mustard they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in a little red wagon at the Realio cowardly dragon. Now here again the poet is telling the qualities. Belinda used to stroke the dragon and used to tickle him a very cruel way. Ink, Blink, and Mustard made fun of him by comparing him into a knight named Percival, who was thought to be a brave but ran away due to lack of courage. They used to tease the dragon while sitting in their red wagon. Now let's look into the literary devices. The rhyming scheme AABB. So it's merciful, full, L has come in the first and the second line. So it's AA and wagon and dragon, the third and the fourth line. So it's same refrain, repetition of sentences again and again. And we have repetition use of tickle there. Tickle tickle on the first line, same. Allusion, a reference to a person or a place in an imaginative way, and personification. Ink, Blink, and Mustard they really called him Percival, so personified. Stanza 6. Belinda giggled till she shook the house, and Blink said, "Whack, which is giggling for a mouse." Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age, when Custard cried for nice safe place. Now here let's look into the literary device. We have house and mouse rhyming together. So the rhyming lines for the first and the second is AA, followed by age and cage. So BB. Altogether we have the rhyming scheme AABB. We have also onomatopoeia with giggle and wreck, the sounds made here. And then repetition. Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Now here it is repeated once again. The explanation of the poem says that Belinda used to laugh so loudly that her voice echoed in the house. Ink and Mustard would tease him by asking the dragon his age whenever he used to demand for a nice cage, no, just to make him understand that he is not so small or so tiny to find a small cage. He should come out of his age and behave like that because he's a dragon. Suddenly, they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all looked around. Mew! Cried the ink, and oh! Cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. Now, here, if you see the literary devices, and the first is sound and round false saying, the rhyming scheme is A, and Belinda and Winda. So it's B and B. So altogether we have A and A. The poet has used Winda here, maybe to just fall in line with Belinda. So the onomatopoeia used here is Mio, and then O is also used by Belinda. So Belinda is using these words, so we have onomatopoeia. So the explanation of the line, we have a suddenly and suddenly also as a repetition there. We have the explanation going this way, which while all of them were having making fun of dragon, they heard a sound of someone entering the house. When they looked towards the window, they saw a pirate climbing up the wall. The dog started barking, the kitten mewed, and Belinda, out of astonishment, cries out, "Oh!" Stanza 8. Piston in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear the pirate meant no good. In these lines, we find that there's a description of a pirate who has entered the house. So he was holding two pistols in both his hands and a sword. He was also carrying a sword which was holding with his teeth, and he had a black beard, and his one leg was made of wood. And looking at his frightening appearance, he did not have anything good to bring. So the literary device on the first line is right, and the next one is bright. So A. Then the third and the fourth line is wood and good. The rhyming goes with A, B. We have alliteration also. B and SH in the third line, black, and his black beard black. So it's B and B, black there. Belinda paled and she cried, "Help, help!" But Mustard fled with a terrified yelp. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the household, and little Mouse blinked strategically mousehold. Here, Belinda, after looking at the pirate, was frightened. Well, he was so frightened that she turned yellow due to fear and started crying for help. She was pale. Mustard the dog started crying for help too, so nobody was there to help. Kitten Ink ran down towards the bottom of the house as if he has already planned to do that. And the mouse Ink ran into a mouse hole. So everybody was running away for help. The rhyming scheme is help and yelp sounds same. So A, then household and mousehole. So B and B. The rhyming scheme is A, B. We have repetition of help and help there. So it's altogether a very critical situation. Stanza 10. But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine, clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. With a clatter and a clank and a jaggling scream, he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. So here, everybody ran away. Nobody was left back to fight the pirate. All other characters were afraid. So the Custard jumped onto the pirate and made such a strong sound with its noise, with anger, that it looked like the machine was on. Not only this, he hit the tail on the ground with a great force that a heavy metal clanging song was made. And he attacked the parrot just like Robin Bird that attacks the worm. So it's all just a picturization of the custard who was yelling and moving out to attack the pirate. The literary devices used here is A and A, that is engine and dungeon. Sounds same, so we have A and A. And the third and the fourth line is B and B, scream, worm. So B and B. And we have a lot of onomatopoeia used here: clank, chattering, scream, clattering. So snorting and other sounds made here. So is the dramatic effect, the sound effects which was is brought into the reader to bring more imaginary and imagine. Stanza 11. The pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired two bullets, but they didn't hit, and Custard gobbled him every bit. Now, the pirate got so shocked by a dragon's reaction that he opened his mouth wide with shock. He was surprised, rather. To gather some strength, he drank some alcohol. So he has gulped down. Gulp means to drink down from a container in his pocket. So he took out a container with alcohol and he drank down. And after gathering and mustering some courage, he fired two bullets on the dragon, but missed it. The custard dragon ate every bit of his fierce looking pirate. So here the strength, the courage of the custard dragon is shown. Now let's look into the literary device. The rhyming scheme, as always, it's AABB. The first line, dragon, flagon. So it's AA, and then the third one, hit and bit. So we have BB. So AABB. Now we have alliteration in the second line, gulped and grog, GG. So we have alliteration there, and it's all imagery here. So we can imagine a lot of things here in the poem. Stanzas 12. Belinda embraced him, Mustard licked him. No one mourned for his pirate victim. Ink and blink in glee did beguile it around the dragon that ate the pirate. Now here everybody is in a jubilant mood after killing the pirate. When the pirate was dead, Belinda was hugged. The Belinda hugged the dragon, and Mustard and all her pets came around to appreciate and to adore the dragon, who was considered to be very timid and afraid and a coward. Ink and blink in glee, happy. So they are all happily dancing and merrymaking. But nobody was there to mourn on the death of that pirate. The literary device used here is AABB. So obviously the first line, him and victim. So AA. The third and the fourth line is guided and pirate. So we have AA and BB. Assonance also, we can use it as a literary device. Around O, the sound of O is there. Mon, on, one. The second line, one, mon, no. So we have a lot of literary devices also running in this stanza. Stanza 13. But presently up spoke the little dog, Mustard. I had been twice as brave if I hadn't been fluttered. And up spoke Ink, and up spoke Blink. We had been three times as brave, we think. And Custard said, I quite agree that everybody is braver than me. So here, after they thank and show their love towards the dragon, they change their mindset. They change their attitude towards the dragon, and how they used to make fun of that dragon. They remember everything, and now they are started praising. So at once the dog said that it was just because of one some confusion that he had not been able to do anything. Otherwise, he would have been twice as brave as the custard. Both Blink and Blink also said that they would have been three times braver than the custard. To this, the dragon said that he fully agreed to this, that all of them were more powerful and braver than him. So it's just Stanza 14. Belinda still lives in her little white house with her little black kitten and a little gray mouse. and their little yellow dog and her little red wagon, and Retalio Trulio let little pet dragon. Belinda is as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chase lions down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard keeps crying for a nice safe cage. Now, this is the last stanza where the poet used the same line again and again to show that after this terrific episode of the parade, the dragon was the hero where everybody appreciated him, and the characters came around him by saying that they were more powerful. But now they want to stay in the Samban. They want to prove that they are all powerful and equivalent to Dragon and would have handled the situation better than. The poet says their life started again in the same manner. Valeda still lives in the same house with Blink and Ink and Mustard and Custard. All of them are very brave, whereas Dragon is still a coward who always wants to stay safe in the cage. So here we still that no matter what the situation is, sometimes you have to come out of the cocoon that you are in. You have to play your role. No matter how timid or unhappy you are, you have to act according to the situation that you are given.